Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a homeware haul. If you've watched any of my vlogs recently, you will know that I have recently moved house. That is where I am currently filming. This is like my first proper sit-down video that I've filmed in this flat, so it feels a little bit weird. I'm currently sat on the floor in my living room, if you can't tell from what's behind me. Basically, because I've got so much stuff, I've just piled it up on the floor around me, so I figured it would be a lot easier to film this just sat down on the floor surrounded by stuff. I have actually filmed this video once before, like a month ago, when I bought all of these things, because obviously it makes a lot more sense to film a homeware haul when you've like got everything all together, you've not used any of it yet, and it's like all in one place. So I did the logical thing and I filmed the video then, I edited it, I uploaded it, and then when I was watching it back I realised that the exporting had sort of like corrupted or something, and the video paused halfway through and then the rest of the video was just like a frozen image of me. So that wasn't ideal, and I tried for so long fixing it and like trying to re-download clips from my memory card, but basically because I'd like cleared the clips from my memory card and deleted them off my laptop to try and save some space, I couldn't get any of the footage back. So I'm having to refilm the video, which isn't ideal, but hopefully it works all the same. I've sort of like tried to go around my flat and gather up all of the bits that I bought for it, and like I've got the receipts still, so I know the prices and things like that. So I hope this still kind of works in an okay format for you guys. I have also bought quite a lot of stuff from IKEA since all of these things. These are basically all of the things that I shared in that first video that got lost, and then after filming that video I went to IKEA, but because of how much stuff I've already got in this video I figured I would keep it separate. So if you do want to see an IKEA haul, let me know and I will film that like as a separate homeware haul, because I did get a lot of stuff from there as well, and I think the video would probably be like half an hour long if I combine the two. So yeah, this is stuff from Home Bargains, Sainsbury's and Asda. I'm going to start with the stuff from Home Bargains because I got the least amount of stuff from there. The first thing I picked up is super exciting and probably shouldn't be the first item I'm showing in this haul, but it's the first item on this receipt. So that is a toilet brush and a toilet brush holder. Absolutely thrilling, I know. This was £2.99. I mean, it's just a white toilet brush holder. I don't really have much to say about this. Picked it up, it was cheap, and I figured, like, I don't know, I have no kind of requirements when it comes to a toilet brush holder, so I just grabbed that one. I also picked up some glasses from Home Bargains. They were doing a deal which was 6 glasses for £2.99, so I got 4 of these sort of tumbler glasses. I know this seems like a really weird thing to be obsessed with, but I'm obsessed with these glasses because I have real issues with small drinking glasses, like, you know, the ones that are like half this size that people have. I just can't stand them. I don't see the point in them. If I'm gonna have a drink, I'm gonna want to drink more than half a glass, so you might as well just buy a decent sized glass. So I am so happy with these. These are 500ml, and I don't know, they're a very satisfying shape, and now that I've used them, they're very nice to drink out of, so 10 out of 10 would recommend these. And then I also picked up some wine glasses, so I also got 4 of these, so I got 2 to make that like 6 for £2.99 offer, and then I just bought 2 extras, which I think were like 50p, or they were really cheap. So just picked up 4 wine glasses. Not really an essential item to pick up, I've not used these yet, but I figured they were cheap, I might want these at some point. It'll be nice if I have guests around and we can be all fancy, so grabbed 4 of those. And then the other 2 things I picked up in Home Bargains are slightly harder to show you, but I got a double bed mattress protector which was £7.99. This is currently on my bed, so I wasn't going to take it off to show you, but I'm sure you know what a mattress protector looks like, and it's actually like a really decent one for the price. Like, it's not super cheap feeling or anything like that. And then I also picked up a pair of pillows, and that was £3.99. These are also currently on my bed. I have actually got one here, but I mean, it just looks like a pillow, so there's not really that much to say about it. I figured they were super cheap, and I had a couple of pillows already, but obviously if I have guests around and things, I'm gonna need more than 2 pillows, so I just picked up that pair. The next place I got some bits from was Sainsbury's. I am actually obsessed with Sainsbury's home section. I just love all the things in there. If you're currently in the process of moving out, or you're going to be buying homeware stuff at some point in the future, I 100% recommend going to Sainsbury's. It is so cheap and everything is just so nice, and I I really liked everything in there. I could have bought a lot more things than I did buy. The stuff that I have got currently, I think was like 3 different occasions going to different Sainsbury's and picking up bits and bobs. So it's kind of a good mix of things. Also, when I was going shopping, it was sort of the beginning of January, so a lot of stuff was on offer for like the January sales. So I did get a lot of this stuff reduced, which is obviously such a nice bonus. So the first thing I picked up, I don't actually have like here currently to show you because it's in my kitchen, but I will insert a little clip of what it looks like, and that is the toaster I got. So I picked up a Russell Hobbs stainless steel toaster. It was reduced from £35 to £20, which I thought was really decent, and to be honest, I don't really know kind of like what makes a toaster good. I mean, if it does its job of toasting bread, then that is, you know, enough for me. So it's not anything fancy, it's literally just a toaster. It works great. I've been using it since I've been living here and it's absolutely fine, and I figured £20 was a really good price for a toaster. The next thing I got was my cutlery. So obviously I've not brought all of the cutlery down to show you, I've just got a little selection. So obviously it comes with a fork, a knife, a spoon and a teaspoon, and it's a set of 24. So there's 6 of everything. Wow, maths. And this was again reduced. It was £24 down to £16. So I mean, it's cutlery, there's not really much I can say, although this is actually really nice cutlery. It's like their most basic sort of range, but it's still decent. Like, it's got a little bit of weight to it. It's not super like flimsy where you can just bend it, and I mean, it does the job. I can eat food with it, so I picked up that. I then picked up a bathroom bin. So this just looks like this. Obviously I've been using it, so it's got a bin bag in it, but it's just this matte grey colour, and again this was reduced from £6 down to £3.99. So again, I thought that was a good deal. It's a good size, and I prefer these sort of like matte bathroom bins to the stainless steel ones, because I feel like the stainless steel ones get really gross really quickly. We had a stainless steel one in my house at uni, and I just feel like it gets grimy, and I just prefer the matte ones. So yeah, I was really happy when I spotted that one. There is definitely a little bit of like a grey theme throughout all of the things I picked up. I figured it was a super neutral colour, so if I went for kind of grey things, I could then introduce other colours and they would kind of all go. So I also got some grey things for my kitchen. I got some tea towels. This was actually a pack of 5. These are dark grey, and then there was also some white ones with sort of like the grey lines. So these were £5. They're really just tea towels. I much prefer these kind of like classic tea towels to other ones though. I just feel like these dry up the best, but that's just my opinion. And then I also picked up some oven gloves, again grey. These were £5.50 reduced to like £4 or £3.50, something along those lines. And yeah, they're just oven gloves. To be honest, these are more like for display, because I very rarely use oven gloves. I always use a tea towel to get stuff out of the oven, but it's good to have them just in case I need them. I then picked up a couple of sort of decorative items for my flat. I picked up this candle, which I am so obsessed with. It was £4 and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. It's got little bees on, and my living room, like the theme is sort of pops of yellow, so this goes perfectly. I saw this when we went to Sainsbury's and I told myself not to get it because it wasn't a necessity. Didn't need to spend £4 on a candle, but then when we went back to Sainsbury's at another point, I picked one up because I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I absolutely love this. And then I also picked up another candle. This one, you can see how well loved it is. I've literally almost burnt through it. This was £4.50 reduced from £9. It smells amazing. Like, I've messaged my mum that if she's ever in Sainsbury's and she spots one of these, to pick one up for me, because I'm just obsessed. It's fig leaf and elderberry, and honestly it just smells amazing. I put this on in the evening when I'm in bed, and yeah, I love this. I'm obsessed, as you can probably tell. I then got some saucepans and frying pans. So I got this little one. This was £6. I got a bigger one that was £8, and then I also got a giant frying pan which was £6.50. So I figured this was sort of all I needed saucepan wise, but since actually living in this flat, I think I am going to pick up another saucepan that is this size, because when I'm making like a big batch of food, This one just like doesn't do the job, and I've worked out that I've not quite got the hang of one portion food yet. Like, it's just me living here and I literally never make just one portion of food. I make about 6, so I'm definitely in need of a bigger saucepan. But yeah, these are the ones that I've got at the moment. The last few bits from Sainsbury's, my nan actually very kindly got for me, which was so kind of her, and it was very unexpected. Like, I was just putting stuff in the trolley with the intention of me buying them, and then when we got to the checkout she offered to pay for them, so I'm very thankful for that. But it does mean that I don't have the receipt for these, so I can't fully remember the price for everything, so I'll just do my best. But I picked up some stuff for my living room. This cushion I think was £6, and I just think it is so nice, especially for £6. Like, it's got details on. This kind of feels expensive, and I know it was definitely fairly affordable. It was like £5–6 ish. So love this. It's got that mustard colour that I'm trying to introduce into my living room, navy and grey. So these are kind of like the colour scheme for my living room pretty much, and yeah, I just love this. I also picked up a bigger cushion for my sofa. I did get a couple of these, but I ended up taking one of them back because I didn't feel like I needed to, and these were definitely a lot more expensive. I think they were like £14 to £18 ish, so I couldn't really justify having two. But this is basically a giant sofa cushion, again in this yellow colour. So comfy, I absolutely love it. I'm just obsessed with that yellow colour at the moment. I think it makes my living room look so much brighter and sunnier. And then I also picked up the matching throw to that cushion, and I think this was around £18 as well. So again, it's just that yellow colour, and it's a nice sort of blanket. This is definitely more like decorative than useful, if that makes any sense. Like, I can't imagine cozying up to this blanket in an evening. It kind of just makes my sofa look a little bit nicer. So that was definitely not an essential, but I picked that up anyway. I then also picked up some Tupperware. I'm actually using most of them at the moment, so I just have these two to show. But it was a set of 10, and Tupperware is one of those things that I just love, and I feel so sad to admit that. But I just think, I don't know what it is about it. I just find it very satisfying, and I love buying Tupperware, which makes me sound like a 50-year-old woman. But yeah, I got this set of like 10 things. I think it was reduced to £5 from £10, or £10 from £20. It was half price, and it was a really good deal for how many Tupperwares I got in it, and it came in like one giant box. So I've actually left that at work currently because I took a cake to work in it, and it's like the perfect cake size. But yeah, that's currently at work, and it came with a bunch of other smaller ones as well, which is super useful, so I love that. I think the only other things I picked up from Sainsbury's was a bed sheet and some pillowcases. So they are currently on my bed, so I can't really show you, but they are just a kind of dark grey colour, and yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say other than the fact they are bed sheets and pillowcases. Okay, so now moving on to all of the things I picked up from Asda. Again, I am obsessed with Asda's homeware section. I just think it is so nice, and it's like all of the stuff you'd buy in other shops but just at a more affordable price. So I'm like, why would you not shop there? So I picked up quite a few little bits from Asda. The first being my duvet set. So I will insert a clip of what my bed looks like all made up, but I do have this pillow to show you what the duvet set looks like. It is super simple. It is just white, but it's got this sort of pom-pom kind of frill thing, if that makes any sense, that's in this sort of grey colour, so that's why I got the grey sheets to match. I just thought this was really nice. I love white bedding. I feel like it makes the room look super bright, and I've always had white bedding while I was at uni and at my house at home, so I wanted to stick to white bedding, but I just thought this gave a little bit something extra, made it a little bit more interesting, so I picked up that, and that bedding set was £19. I also picked up the kind of duvet itself from Asda. That was £15. I do already have a double duvet that I took to university with me, but I figured, again, with guests and things, I want an extra one, and I figured £15 was a really good price. Another thing that I picked up in Asda that I don't actually have here to show you, but I will insert a clip of, is my microwave. So it was £40. I'm pretty sure it was reduced from like 60 or 70. I remember it being a really good deal. It is kind of stainless steel, so it goes with the rest of my kitchen stuff. So far it works really well. I haven't had any problems with it. It doesn't have sort of like a digital clock element, so you kind of just have to twist the dial, if that makes sense, but I think that's absolutely fine. works great, has done the job, and I just figured £40 for a really decent microwave was a good price. The other sort of main kitchen item I picked up in Asda was my kettle. This has clearly been used, it needs a little bit of a wipe, so please ignore that. But this was £20, again it's like stainless steel. This I thought was a really good deal because I was originally looking at a Russell Hobbs one, which I think was like 35 reduced to 20, which was also stainless steel. But this one was like Asda's own brand. It had much better reviews and it had one of these things which the other kettle didn't have, so you can actually see how much water you're putting in. And it has this little button which is so satisfying. So I actually think this is such a decent kettle for the price. And I know that kettles aren't that exciting, but if you're looking for a kettle, I really recommend this one because I find it's really good. So there you go, that's my kettle recommendation. I also picked up 4 more glasses in Asda to go with the 8 that I picked up in Home Bargains. So I got 4 little champagne flutes, which again isn't really a necessity, but I just thought they're quite nice to have when you want to be fancy, and they were 50p each, and like for £2, not gonna say no. Haven't used these yet, but I'm sure I will at some point, and it's just kind of nice to have them in the house. The next item is super exciting, and that is a dustpan and brush. So this was £1 and it's a dustpan and brush. There's not really much else to say about it. My mum told me to pick one of these up and I have actually used it a few times, so I'm glad that I picked that one up. The last few bits I picked up in Asda were all sort of little kitchen bits. I've got them all in this jug, which looks so lethal with all of these knives sticking out. This jug itself was £1.50 and it's just a jug, but it's a really decent glass jug and I use it all the time for little bits and bobs. I then got a few different knives. So I got this set of 2 knives for £5. This was the exact set of knives I took to university with me and they are so good. I probably shouldn't wave these around my face too much, but the first day I think it was in my 2nd year when I put this in the drawer in my house for everyone to share, someone trapped the tip of this in the drawer and it bent. So for the rest of the 2 years I was at university, this was known as bendy knife, but even while it was bent it was still like the best knife in the house. So picked up these really decent knives and they were only £5, and I feel like I don't really need any other knives than these 2. Saying that, I did pick up one other knife. This was £1 and it was just a bread knife. I've not used this yet, I don't think. I don't think I've had any bread to cut, but I mean it's good to have when I have bread in the future, and again £1, you can't really say no. And then to go along with those I got a knife sharpener. This was £8, and to be honest this is not something I would have normally bought, but my mum encouraged me and she said that I would need it, so I listened to her and I picked this up. Have I used it yet? No, but we will see. I'm sure it will come in use in the future, but picked up a knife sharpener. And then the final thing I've got is a pair of scissors. These were £1, I'm pretty sure. Just a pair of kitchen scissors, obviously very useful. But yeah, they're just scissors. So that is everything I picked up. My living room now looks a mess. Like literally I'm surrounded by so much stuff. So I'm gonna end this video and put away everything back into their right places. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Maybe if you guys are in the process of moving out or you're kind of looking to move out in the future, this gave you some home inspo. Sorry if it was like a little bit disjointed by the fact that I've already used all of these stuff and I had to kind of collect it and just gather everything together. I hope you enjoyed it all the same. If you do want to see an IKEA version of this video, like an IKEA homeware haul, please let me know and I will film that. But yeah, I think that is everything. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!